Hello, darlings, and welcome to Digimon Ghost Game. This is the podcast where all of our takes are good, and we'll never have an opinion so bad that one of us will have to be killed for it.
What?
I'm Emery. My pronouns are he, she, they.
I don't know what this means.
None of us will say that it's okay to eat people.
Anyway, my name is Morg. My pronouns are they, he.
And I'm Elvire. My pronouns are she, they, and I'm as surprised as anyone that I have to sit here and say, you know what? Maybe murder isn't okay. Maybe it's not always the best thing. But only one person can be wrong, you know? Only one of them can be wrong.
It's just another Vor episode, everyone.
Another Vor episode.
Sure is.
They have to know what they're doing. They have to be aware.
Nah, he doesn't get big and round, so...
Yeah, I know.
They're not aware. He's got to get
or
big
they
and
are
round.
Very aware, and that was a conscious choice.
I'm sure it's probably more like that. Unfortunately. Fortunately? I don't know.
I think the appeal of Vor kind of goes away if you're just turning to sand the second you hit that digestive tract.
Then again, his tummy does rumble.
It do.
I was like, it's so loud.
It's very loud.
I don't know. Vor experts weigh in. Is this horny?
Good question.
Please let us know.
Yeah, please tell us all about it. Anyway.
Our Discord is 18 plus, but I would rather not talk about porn. You can talk about some stuff, but
I mean, they can talk about it, but I will suddenly forget how to read.
I will be watching you. How does this fucking episode open even? It just opens
It opens.
Even before the open, I do want to make note of Drekmon not appearing in the series explainer anymore.
Yeah.
He's gone.
He did.
No more Drekmon clips.
Oh yeah, they replaced him with fucking Peter Pan ass.
Yeah.
It's a nice detail that he's out of it.
Yeah, fucking rip, dude.
But it does confirm that he is dead, indeed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone was doubting.
Which we knew, but...
Which we had no doubt about.
Yeah. But you never know. People could talk themselves into different things. So rip to a real one.
And rip to many real ones in this episode.
God!
Ooh, yeah.
All these fucking people are just gone.
There's so many dead people. I do love that this episode literally starts with, you know how in the middle of the night you get hungry, so you look into the fridge and you're like, there's nothing to eat in here. So you have to look in the fridge again with lower standards.
Yeah.
Except this dude said, you know what? It's not the vibes. And went to look somewhere else for a snack. The fact that the fridge is open in the background is killing me.
You really do close it and then open it again. That really does happen to me.
Yeah, and unfortunately he found nothing on his second try and immediately went for the logical option of eating people.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like when you're maybe a couple days overdue for a grocery run and damn, you're just okay, I have some rice and maybe a can of beans. Is this a meal? Is this something I can do? I don't know. I'm just gonna eat out.
I hope these eggs are okay.
Exactly.
Gotta test them, I guess.
I think the egg is not okay.
The egg's
so true.
No, the egg is.
God, Morg, I also always have to test my eggs because
I always have to.
buy them.
I've literally even when the carton seems to have the date on it for some reason, I'm like, well, what if I test it anyway?
Yeah, same.
And I'm like,
And we are proven correct in this episode. We should test our eggs, because they could be rotten.
yeah, they could.
Hey, y'all. Speaking of eggs that went bad,
Egg.
it's Digitamamon.
It's Digitamamon. Digitamamon is a funny little guy who becomes less funny throughout the episode, but he starts off as a funny little guy who's Angoramon's friend. We find this out.
I mean, he starts off as a funny little guy who eats two human beings.
Yeah, I think he remains the same amount of funny through the entire episode.
Yeah, but if you were like, I don't know, a kid watching this, you might not be like, oh, the two people eaten in the beginning were eaten by Digitamamon. You might be like, oh, fuck, how are these related? Shit.
Who the hell cares about NPCs anyway? It's only a crime when it's a main character.
So true.
Which is a thing that this show has been implying. You know, it's not ideal, but it's not a real crime if it's not one of the main characters.
God. These kids are traumatized now, though.
They've been so traumatized.
Right, yeah.
It's incredible that they're functioning.
Yeah.
It's almost as if Ghost Game is a very serialized narrative and is like, don't worry too much about the trauma.
Yeah, if we show these episodes out of order, they still have to make sense a little bit.
Yeah. It's like Buffy, where like a dozen kids in high school die every week, and it's like, it's fine, we're just not gonna, put too much focus on this.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about all the dust that this egg is barfing out after eating. That's normal. That's good. That's what
it's great.
We want. Question mark.
So, yeah, and Gormon's just flying around. He's, thinking about how neat it is that so many Digimon have joined the little meetup group. And then someone yells Nightmare Syndrome, and like a spooky blob with arms fucking goes up and spooks Angoramon. We later learn that if you touch this attack, it will kill you. So Angoramon is like understandably pretty startled by this, and yeah, I think this is like, I think Digitamamon actually gets like so much good characterization throughout the series. So like, this is just like a little hint that even though he and Angoramon are friends, he's definitely like the type to take things too far sometimes.
Yeah, but Angoramon, like, this didn't clock as anything, so I could definitely imagine Digitamamon has done this before.
Yeah, for sure. And it's like not a cool prank to play on your friends when
it's so funny when I pretend to kill you.
when you just throw a kill blob at them.
It's so fucked up. But Angoramon knows Digitamamon, and he's not upset. He's more like, oh wow, it's my good pal, it's my best friend. It's this dude that I really like. Oh, they're friends. Very important. Yeah. In this episode that we realize that they're very good friends.
And Goromon is so happy to see his friends. This is the most we've ever seen him smile.
Yeah.
The corners of his mouth have never gone up this high before. I'm not kidding. They had to completely draw his bottle sheet to make him smile this big.
That's so fun.
Because it's his little nerd friends. They're a bunch of nerds who like to know things. And they were nerds.
That, like, it's cool because they, like, show flashbacks to the digital world and, like, how the two of them learned about the digital world's, like, history were through these, like, monolith-looking things that are just, like, glowing and have, like, words on them.
There's just, like, caves full of, like, floating holographic pages of words and, like, monolith stone tablets with writing on them.
It's kind of awesome, but, like,
I think this is the first, like, proper image we've gotten of the digital world that's not, like, a pseudo-digital world or, like, one of Hokuto's recordings.
Yeah, and, like, It's interesting because apparently they don't have any information on humans in the in the history stuff, and it sounds like they've read it pretty thoroughly. So Digitamamon was definitely very surprised to find out humans exist when he came to the human world. To say the least.
The humans were also very surprised by Digitamamon, I think.
Yeah, so Angoramon is like, oh yeah, I live with a human. Some Digimon do that. And, you know, humans and Digimon, they aren't that different. And Digitamamon is like, oh, can I meet the humans? Please take them to me.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's fine.
And that could have been normal.
Worrisome.
That could have been normal. Like, friends meeting friends could have been pretty normal, but...
He says it in a normal way, but, you know, since we have already seen this guy eat a dude, it kind of makes you go,
Yeah, you already know where this is going. There was not a moment I doubted where this was gonna go.
Yeah, like, I alluded to this last week, but damn, like, from the first two scenes, you can kinda already tell how this one's gonna end, and it just fucking stays the path, it doesn't soften it, it just, like, builds and builds that sense of dread, and oh, it's so good.
That's the good horror, I think. If you know what's gonna happen and it's inevitable, but you keep watching.
Yes.
Because, like, you can't look away from the disaster that's about to unfold. Love that. Ruli is not genre aware, and also doesn't know about the people eating thing, so fair enough. When she gets asked, hey, do you want to meet my friend? She's super excited. Oh, she's so happy.
She's on board so quickly, like, even before Angoramon says, hey, do you want to invite Hiro and Kyoshiro, she's already on the phone calling them.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
She's so ready. It's very cute. And they all promise to meet up at this like house that doesn't really belong to Digitamamon, but it is where he's staying. Very weird, but
he's a squatter.
Yes, squatter's rights.
Yeah.
If you eat the person, then you can own their house.
Digitamamon read Eat the Rich and said, okay, I'm gonna do that.
Then I would like him more.
I would appreciate him if he stayed eating the rich and didn't expand.
And didn't try to eat children.
Yeah.
Like...
He's got the right idea, but he's not quite there yet. He's missing some steps.
Digitamamon, please eat Jeff Bezos.
Please do it. Turn him into a funny pile of sand.
That would be such a funny joke.
They make it first, Angoramon and Ruli, and they're like, let's go in, talk to my BFF Digitamamon. It kind of already starts to feel a little weird. Like, I don't remember if like the music changes or something, but like the first, you know, when like Digitamamon and Ruli meet, it's like,
Digitamamon is very bad at not giving off bad vibes that say, I'm gonna eat this human. He's very not subtle, but them not knowing that those are the vibes, they're not picking up on them, which is valid, because you don't expect that.
No, especially because they've met a lot of bigger Digimon that haven't tried to eat them. They've tried to do other things to them, but not eat them. And you would not expect a small egg-looking guy to just want to devour you.
The vibes were so good, like, we could tell that everything Digitamamon said and did, and the lighting and the scene setting, it was so obvious. But also, I didn't feel like Ruli was dumb for not picking up on it.
Right. Yeah.
And that's why I really liked it.
That's like a big problem with like horror. You're always like, why are you stupid? And you're like yelling at the screen like, God damn it.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, it's definitely like a very good like tension with that dramatic irony of like, yeah, it totally makes sense that you know, Ruli is just seeing this as like a normal friend interaction, and the entire audience is like, oh no, is she gonna die?
Also, like, they hear Digitamon's, like, stomach rumble, and, like, really tries to offer him food, and he doesn't just take the regular-ass food. And it's like, wow.
He's got cravings.
He's got a taste for blood, man. But...
Oh, yeah?
It really does start by touching Digitamamon, and then touching Angoramon, and I'm like... At first I thought it was rude, but then I realized I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
I would also do that.
Because you're like, oh, the difference is very fun.
Yeah, she's all about those textures.
It is funny that he's like, oh, they're so different. I'm like, yeah, one of them is an egg, and the other one's a bunny.
Although it sounds like the egg is, like, rock hard. So...
Yeah, she does say that Digitamamon has a very hard shell. This will be important later.
We get a small interjection of, like, Hiro and Kyoshiro walking and trying to find the house.
Yeah, they're lost.
They're lost. They'll get there.
They're super lost.
It adds to the urgency of the episode that they keep getting closer, because when they get there, that's when it's gonna go down.
Also, there's, like, some hints later about, like, that at least Kyoshiro knowing that, like, the house eats people.
Of course he knows. His man has a map with all the ghost houses and weird phenomena in his area, and then he makes a route that does not pass any of those places.
Absolutely.
Kyoshiro recognized this fucking house on sight when he saw it in the picture. He was... This boy This boy has been researching. He needs to know which houses are gonna kill him in case he has to go into one.
He's a smart boy, but I really believe that he has a route on his phone mapped out, the safest route to walk. And I'm sure that Jellymon messes with it.
That was one thing. I was like, why can't Jellymon just, like, scout ahead and see where they're going? She doesn't want to.
That would mean helping them.
She doesn't want to.
Yeah, she doesn't want to. Why would she?
And while they're trying to figure out
I think she
where a house is.
Yeah, for sure.
It
wasn't really, like, it wasn't anything that was like, oh, this wouldn't happen. It's more just like, wow, way to be extremely helpful, Jellymon.
Yeah.
I would see her scout ahead and then say the wrong way.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Also, is this where Jellymon just, like, does the unhinged thing of just saying to Kyoshiro, oh, I bet Ruli's already been eaten.
No, that's later, because they don't know that it's haunted yet, but at a certain point she does say that.
Yeah, with just, like, the most fucking devilish glee in her voice. She would be so psyched if her friend got eaten just because of how much it would fuck up Kyoshiro.
God! it's like Ruli and Jellymon are, like, confirmed friends. Like, enough for her to evolve.
I think if you're Jellymon's friend, you're actually in more danger.
I think so too.
True.
But it's worth it. You know what? I would go for it. If Jellymon wants to be my friend, I would let her do awful things. I'm sorry.
Despite my best interests, I would be pals with Jellymon.
Yeah. It's hard to say no.
So Ruli offers Digitamamon snacks, and he's just like, oh, okay, cool, thanks. I'm not gonna eat this. Do you want to see my cool collections that I have in this house that doesn't belong to me?
Yeah, they show Angoramon, like, a big old, like, shelves and shelves of books, and some of them are, like, rare books, or, like, first edition, so he's, like, super fucking psyched about this, so...
And you can already see a whole bunch of dusts in the background of these scenes, which was cool.
Yeah.
This little egg... This was a hungry little egg, and it ate a lot of people. How many people lived in this house? Because there's a lot of dust.
Yeah, there's just a lot of sand everywhere, and you're looking at it like, oh, hey, what's with that sand?
What if it's just, I didn't.
Are we at the beach?
I didn't even notice it at first, in the bookshelf stuff, because it's you could have just been oh, they're
I only noticed it on the second time watching.
right.
And I was like, oh, that's clever. That's cool that it's already there.
And, Digitomamon's like, hey, you want to see, these funny dolls upstairs that are cool and kind of scary? He actually says, do you want to see these weird, fake people? And I was like, what the fuck?
Fake people. I also didn't know what to expect.
But yeah, he was talking about dolls and, really understood that. And Goromon, of course, is, enraptured by the book collection.
And we get to not read sentence at all. When Goromon says, oh, I'll stay here and read some more. Digitamamon says, I thought you'd say that. That's a normal sentence. That's not worrying at all.
Very sus.
Yeah, what was Digitamamon really expecting to happen? Just, come down 5 minutes later and Ruli's nowhere to be found? I don't know.
That's what I was wondering. I was like, what the fuck did he expect?
I think that Digitamamon, based on the flashbacks that we see, he's one that often instigates the trouble that they got in, and then in the end Angoromon forgives them. And I think this was he thought this was the same level of mischief. Haha, I ate your friend, but it's already happened, so you might as well forgive me.
Haha.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I ate your friend. It's just how we got golden shit thrown at them.
That's the same thing. That's the exact same thing.
Speaking of, I think this happens before they show the collections, right? They talk about the story of Angoromon and Digitamamon spying on a golden
a platinum Numemon.
A platinum Numemon and disturbing it, and so it started throwing shit at them because that's what Numemon does, and they're like, wow, even a platinum one throws shit. Wild.
Mm-hmm. Who'd have thought?
And it was just a funny little story, just to show their friendship more. But I don't know. I like seeing these cuts to the digital world time. That was another one, so it was fun.
It was fun.
But yeah, after all that and the books, the bringing Ruli upstairs to see the dolls.
Yeah, this is also when the show said we're gonna be really funny, because this is when Kyoshiro says, oh no, that's a haunted house that eats people. And Jellymon's like, ha ha ha, we should hurry, maybe Ruli's already been eaten.
Yeah.
This show really is very funny sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Gamamon is just like, hey Hero, is Ruli dead? And Hero's like, no, she's not.
I mean, yeah, and partly it's because of Hero calling her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, that
phone
was
calls.
good.
This time a phone call actually doesn't make things worse. It makes things better. Actually, you should leave your ringtone on.
Yeah, imagine the serial killer that we've talked about multiple times on this show gives you a note in advance, this is kind of like in the cinema, you should turn your phone on silent. Thank you. Otherwise it's rude. Is everyone's phone on silent? Okay, we can begin.
Yeah, so Ruli is checking out, the room full of dolls, Digitamamon's like, oh, check out that cabinet over there, and, the cabinet has, some dolls in it, but also it's, full of sand for some reason. I wonder what significance that has. And then, as Ruli is, bends down to pick up a doll, the fucking spooky nightmare syndrome hands come out of Digitamamon's face.
And that's when we get the phone call.
Yeah.
Very good.
So yeah, this makes Digitamamon sort of hesitate and back off while Ruli takes the call. I forget what the heck they talk about.
I also forgot, because because it's pretty short. I have no idea what they say, but I do know that the moment she hangs up, Digitamamon goes back on the offensive, right?
Oh, Hiro was just asking, like, hey, you doing okay? Kiyoshiro was worried about you, you know.
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't know, there were some weird rumors about the house eating people. Like, I think this is brought up on the phone call, but yeah.
Okay.
After she hangs up, yeah, you know, things get bad again.
Yeah, and Ruli doesn't fight back immediately because she's like, "Why? What are you doing? Stop!" Because this is a friend. This is a friend, Digimon.
Yeah.
He's like, "Are you trying to hug me?" No, she doesn't say that. But can you imagine?
Hug me?
Are you trying to hug me with your big freaky shadow arms? But she does like make noises and enough for like Angoramon to like hear with his big old bunny ears.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Uh-oh, something's wrong. Going upstairs. What the fuck?"
Yeah, like
yeah.
And this is where we notice that Digitamamon really has no idea what he's doing is bad, because he's like, "Dude, I'm just hungry. Let me eat. Just let me eat."
He knows it's bad, and also that's not gonna stop him in any way.
He like knows it's bad, but like not enough to be like, "Oh, I can eat other things." He's like, this is more beneficial than hurting. And like, yeah, so Angoramon like blocks him from like trying to snag Ruli.
Yeah,
and
maybe
like,
Digitamamon ate too many rich people, and as he consumes their spirit, he also becomes like them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happened, I think.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, so basically, you know, he explains that, like, you know, ever since he materialized in the real world, he gets so dang hungry. And, you know, the first time he ate people was back in the cold open, and he's apparently done it a bunch of times since then. But yeah, he said the first time was on accident. But then after that, he just kept doing it because, damn, humans are so tasty. And, you know,
it was the most filling he had ever been. The most filled he had been. By their spirits. Like, he doesn't even eat their, like, bodies. Because he, like, when it first happened, he, like, had no idea this is what had happened, where, like, he spits out sand. Because he had just, like, eaten someone out of, like, fright or something, or, like, a reaction.
And you're so scared that you just eat the ban attack.
I mean, dogs do this. This is what dogs do when they're scared enough of, like, little creatures. Sometimes, like, this is why, like, my friend has, like, a pit bull that, like, he is a very sweet dog, but, like, to other animals, he, like, gets so afraid of them that he, like, tries to eat them. Like, wait, that's the opposite of what I would do.
I'm sorry, but that's extremely funny to me.
Yeah. He has calmed down a lot, but when
imagine if that's the advice that you give to little children that are scared of the monsters under their bed. Like, just eat them, honey.
Just eat them. Yeah, he tries to spit him out and it just comes out as sand and he's like, fuck. Well, guess I'm gonna keep doing that. When do Hiro and Kiyoshiro... Oh, because they
jump out of the window and that's right. When everyone arrives. There was something with the jumping out of the window scene. My stream kept glitching. Oh. It was really funny to me because I just saw... without emotion, Angoramon without movement going down. That's the scene.
It does kind of look like that, though. I think for some reason the window jumping scene is surprising, is unusually like not dynamic.
Oh, it wasn't just my okay, because it also glitched because this first time I skipped the scene, I couldn't see it, and I was like, okay, it's just a glitchy scene. And then I saw it the second time. I was like, okay, it's still glitching, but you're telling me that was just how it was.
That shot did sort of stand out to me as being a little awkward. I don't know.
I didn't
okay, then.
But I believe you.
Digitamamon does a weird rolling motion.
Yeah, he just like rolls out the window.
Yeah.
And Goromon like jumps after him. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And Hiro and like they're just like, "Why are they fighting?" Like, what the hell is happening? Where do they end up going for like the big old fight?
They're just in the yard.
Oh.
Yeah.
They just run inside, and then a police officer shows up.
Oh yeah, police officer!
Yeah.
What are you doing? And Kyosho's like, hell no, I will face
Shit.
Digimon that I am afraid of, but I will not be apprehended by a police officer. And immediately goes to the digital world.
If only we could all like escape to the fake digital world to avoid the police.
Kyosho is a real one. He knows that the police wouldn't be helping him.
Yeah, he's like, we're not trying to trespass on someone's house. We're just meeting a friend who apparently is our enemy now? I don't know.
Friends to enemies.
Yeah, so they're in like the fake digital world in like the yard now, and Digitomon's like, oh hell yes, there's 3 humans for me to eat, let's fucking go. And all the partners are like, no, do not,
No.
these are not for you. And
hey, these are actually our friends, and they're also like living sapient people. I don't know.
And Goromon kind of like gives a rundown on Digitamon, especially because like he's got to warn them about like his attacks that are actually really dangerous, even though one of them looks goofy as hell.
His attacks are one-hit kills. What the hell?
Yeah, basically.
Are goofy. The heart one is really funny. I don't know.
That was funny.
It was weird. You can just like...
Yeah. So this whole time, Digitamon is basically just like, hey, just let me eat them. I'm really hungry.
Yeah,
why can't I just do it?
He doesn't want to fight Digimon. He's like, I don't have a problem with any of you. I just want to eat your friends. And I don't understand why you're stopping me.
Yeah, he's like,
yeah.
Digimon are my friends. I like them. But humans, fuck them. They're expendable. They go in my stomach now.
Yeah, he's even like, oh, well, humans eat other living organisms to survive, so actually it's fine if I do it to them.
And I'm like, depends on what humans you ask, bucko.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, also there's more to it than that. These people can say no, first of all.
Yeah, I mean, like...
I do not consent to being eaten.
I do not consent to being eaten.
Yeah, same here.
However, if you would like to be eaten... I'm just kidding.
No, we need to stop luring the weird ones to our Discord server.
I'm sorry! Usually it's Emery's fault.
I mean, fair.
You're the one with the scary Pikachu.
Pikachu. Moving on.
Anyway.
We get our oh my god, can I not say evolution anymore?
You did.
I did. I just said
did.
it.
You got it.
I got
Keep
there
going.
in the end. We get our evolutions. It's just first it's only Simba Angoramon. That is one hell of a word to pronounce.
Yeah, I have a hard time with saying Simba and Goromon still. I hope his other form is a little easier to say.
Yeah, please make it more pronounceable for me, because I'm bad at saying things. But none of his attacks work, right? Because as we've established in the beginning of this episode, Digitamon's body is rock hard. I did draw a winky face next to that sentence.
Great.
Yeah.
So yeah, he maxed out his defense stat. Mm-hmm. He's just no-selling all of these hits. They're doing absolutely nothing. As, like, Simbar and Goromon is trying to pound the crap out of him. And yeah, and then Digitamon just kind of casually, like, throws a Nightmare Syndrome at him, which he has to dodge, and then just, like, headbutts him really hard. So just kind of very casually and easily kicks his ass.
Yeah, I had no idea Digitamon was, like, a perfect level Digimon until this episode. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
This dude's strong as hell.
He's ripped.
Is this one the other two Digivolve, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
And
like,
they-
yeah, we don't want our friends to be eaten either, please.
So we get Tesla Jellymon, always nice to see, and Wizengamamon,
Yeah.
Gun Lad.
Chunky boy.
Unfortunately, they are not strong enough.
No.
Spoiler alert, they lose that fight.
Yeah, they're all just like throwing big fucking attacks at Digitamamon, and he's just casually walking towards them like, hey, you guys, I'm really hungry. Why won't you just let me eat the humans? Like,
He's very,
I don't know.
very one-track minded. I was like, my
Yeah,
dude,
he's...
why is it these humans?
Have you ever been hungry, Morg?
Yes.
I mean, when you're
Yeah.
hungry.
And like the fucking thing about it is he's talking about eating humans like it's the most reasonable thing ever.
This
This is normal.
this
This is an addicted boy. He's addicted.
yeah, this guy just like fully has no concept of the value of human life. He is just like, this guy is just full on evil. Like,
Yeah, it's just,
damn,
it's so
I
weird.
did read it more like he still knows it's bad. But he got addicted to human spirits. And now he'll say and do anything to justify
The way he
why
talks
he
about
needs another fix.
The way he talks about it is like very casual though, so there is like a certain like darkness
Throwaway.
to it.
Yeah.
Like it's like
yeah.
kind of cuz like a lot of the other people it's like, oh, they have reasons for doing this. And like yes, he has a reason in that he's hungry, but he's, you can eat other things.
Yeah, he gets offered other things and he just ignores it.
Yeah, he completely like, turned down the other food he was offered.
He's not able
This
to be
boy read Twilight and said, eating anything other than humans, the Cullens are insane.
yeah, and and despite like, being, an academic knowledge seeker, he has apparently just had like no inquiries into like the value of human life
Right.
or like anything about the the human experience. He's just like he just kind of decided early on like, no, this is food.
It's a fascinating
This is just funny food.
Sorry, it's a fascinating contrast to the lady from the episode with the fucking butterfly that was trapped online, where she's like, "Damn,
Yeah.
It's like an interesting like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
she didn't like treat the Digimon well, and then it's like, oh, the Digimon who's also an academic in this case is like, not treating the humans. They're like, yeah, it's worth it. It's fine. It keeps me alive and happy. And it's like, can't argue there, but like also I can, and they're my friends, so I'm gonna kick your ass. It's just interesting to like see it like, oh, it's not, the show isn't just being like, the humans are the real evil ones, but it's like, yes,
Yeah.
there's shitty people. It's both sides of
Yeah.
it. Oh god.
Being conscious was a mistake. That's what this show is telling us. Being conscious is just the worst thing we've ever done.
So true.
Yeah. Also, I really feel for like Angoramon in this episode being just like, just like having to realize that this person that he has been such good friends with and apparently thought he knew so well is just like an actual fucking monster if you
Yeah.
like give him the chance
You
to
just-
be. Like,
Imagine
that's like,
if someone from
that's a very terrifying idea to me.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about it like that. Like, what if someone I knew in high school, like, I'm just casually watching TV and I see that they got arrested for eating people. I'd be,
Yeah.
no matter how close or not close I was with that person, I'd be, what the fuck?
What the
Yeah, what if it was
fuck?
like your best fucking friend though?
I would still be like,
This
okay.
is, you know what? I know I said my
Yeah.
love for my friends was unconditional, but I think I have a condition. And
No,
it's
yeah,
that they're
no.
not allowed to eat people.
Please don't eat
No, it would be so much worse if it were your best friend. Then it's like, oh fuck, turns out I didn't know this person at all, actually.
Right. Yeah, it's like you don't know them at all. That's like a great point, is like, oh, I guess there's more to them in a bad way. Man, it's just like tough because like they're still like struggling, right? And like we actually have to have Wes and Gamamon like evolve again in order to like beat him, and like doesn't even like he has to like do a new attack and stuff and like throw him in the air, or like pick him up in the air and like throw him on the ground is kind of what he ends up doing.
He does a claw attack called Gallia Fisher, and I noticed that actually Kenno Weissmon's two attacks, Dragonia and Gallia Fisher, are just kind of the same as Horn Attack and Break Claw, I think, are the two Gamamon moves, just bigger.
Oh yeah, I didn't even like click that. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because he is just a big lad.
True.
But we don't see him, like, kill Digitamamon, because this episode said, you know what would be fun? You know what would be great if we really went for the emotional vibe here. Because Simba and Goramon stands in between this fight, and it's like, why?
He also has like more cracks on his face. Like that's important. Is that like he's
beginning to crack?
Importantly, the Gallia Fisher like cracks his shell.
Yeah, and yeah, he just keeps like asking why, and like all Digitamamon can say is that he's hungry. Like that's all
a hungry boy.
At this point, he's getting like really desperate about it and is sort of pleading like, "Please, just let me eat them. I'm so hungry." Like. It's messed up.
Yeah,
And he goes for an attack, and it's like, he's gonna kill his friend.
Digitamamon's like, you've changed too. Are you a Digimon or are you a human now?
Because Goramon had to kill his best friend. What the fuck is this episode? What the fuck?
Yeah, he like slices right through his best friend. It's a lot.
And yeah, Digitamamon's like line at the end does parallel like, you know, earlier in the episode, like, you know, they were both talking about how, you know, oh, they haven't changed. They're still like the same little funny guy. And then like, you know, later, you know, when Digitamamon is talking about eating humans and Goramon's like, oh no, you've changed.
You've changed a little. I'm noticing some differences.
And Digitamon's like, you also changed.
I thought it was a really cool line. Because these whole Digimon and human partners working together thing, he's not the first Digimon to question how much of a Digimon these partner Digimon still are. That was a lot of Digimon in a single sentence. But like previous villains in this show have been like, are you even really a Digimon anymore? And I think that's really interesting. I hope we get to explore these effects that partnering up has beyond the evolution. And I think that's what we're going to be getting with Gulus Gamamon, so I'm very excited about that.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Well, can you believe that Angoramon was the first to crack and commit a murder?
Yeah, aside from Gulus Gamamon...
yeah, but he was expected. Yeah, he didn't crack. He was always like that.
Yeah, he was already a sicko from the beginning. Yeah, no. And Goramon, broke the pacifist run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like, when it's between, like, killing, like, multiple people who are your friends and, like, someone who you, like, don't even know anymore. Or, like, you thought you knew. And, like, that's a tough one, right? Like, what the hell?
Yeah, and it's like...
It's like, well, he keeps doing it, too.
And I think, like, I kind of get the sense that Simbara and Goramon, like, realized, like, oh no, we can't talk our way out of this one. We can't just, like, explain to this person that human life has value because he's, like, you know, he had every opportunity to learn this fact and instead decided to just make people into food, you know? This guy is, like, a legit monster, you know?
I respect this show so much for choosing this ending. I was screaming no at my TV whilst it was happening, because it's horrifying. But also, damn, I'm so glad that they did that. I'm so glad that this show says, you know what, sometimes stalking just ain't it, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I can't wait to see Hero Break, though.
It's just... Yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah, God.
It ends without, like, the little, like, saying that Angoromon does.
Yeah, Ruli has to do it instead.
Yeah, Ruli has to do the end. It's... Does the next episode explore this? I really hope we get some emo Angoromon.
Unfortunately not.
It's a
but
series,
yeah. Although, like, I'm sure, like, maybe, like, 10 episodes down the line, we might get some sort of follow-up. I don't know.
Then it's another character arc episode. That's when we'll explore it.
Maybe when we get Angoromon's ultimate perfect form or something.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. But, yeah. It definitely tends more towards, like, I guess, like, breaking up the big significant moments, you know, instead of, like, continuing on a thread consistently. But yeah, it doesn't come back immediately, but, like, I wouldn't be surprised at all if it did come back, you know, because this felt like a pretty big moment for Simbar and Goromon, you know.
Baby's first murder.
Damn, what a fucking episode.
A really good episode. This is, it was a thriller. And I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I love to see that. It's my favorite kind. I like when you already know the ending. Like, we didn't know the ending, but if you already know the villain and you just have to watch it unfold, it really is my favorite kind of suspense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and, like, once again, just, like, I thought they did, like, such a good characterization of the villain in, like, such a short time, and, like, damn, you can really, like, understand the tension going on here, even from, like, only a few scenes of these characters interacting. I think it's really well done.
Yeah, just this show is good. It's a good show.
It's fucking good, I think.
It's good.
It's amazing. I love it.
Have you heard of good? I think Digimon Ghost Game is it.
Have you heard of Digimon Ghost Game?
Good.
But yeah, any last thoughts on the episode? We're coming up on 5 o'clock.
No, I'm honestly,
I think we said it all.
All right.
I mean, I could talk about it nonstop at a certain point. We have said it all.
Yeah. All right. In that case, why don't we jump straight to our plugs?
Sure.
Right. Yeah, plugs. Do I usually start? I usually start. I am only just on Twitter, which is @Eriviru.
Oh.
That's it.
I'm at Haunting the Morgue on Twitter. That's Haunting the MORG. You can also find me on my other podcasts. I pretty much said Departure Lounge is, like, over in the Departure Lounge Discord, especially since one of the hosts is, like, extremely busy now. But, you know, you can listen to what's up, at least. Maybe I'll put up, like, the couple episodes I have in the tank just to say it's out there. But my active podcasts are Sonic Shuffle, a random and holistic Sonic lore podcast, and Forward ReZero, a ReZero Watch podcast, which will have a new episode soon. We are halfway through editing the most recent one that's out, so finally for that
Looking forward to it.
And then we'll hopefully be like recording after a while. Maybe next weekend? Yeah, something like that. That's exciting.
Hell yeah.
That's it for me.
Alright, so I'm on Fur Affinity, I'm drawing artwork, I'm taking commissions, I'm just making funny little animal characters over there. I'm also, if you want to contact me about commissions, you can do that over Discord or at spacerobotart@gmail.com. That's my dang email address. I'm also on a podcast called Gone Will Hunting. We are also in the process of trying to get out those dang episodes we recorded. We're working on it. We're making steps. I can't wait to actually have audio files uploaded in a Google Drive like I have needed them to be for nearly a fucking year now. That will be great once that happens. I would love to see it. Anyway, yeah, that's it for me. This podcast is on Twitter at DigiGhostGaze. We also have a Discord server where you can come if you're a freak or a pervert and want to say terrible things.
No! Like, they're still welcome, but also if you're not a freak and not a pervert,
I think
you are welcome.
I think all of our Discord members are lovely.
I do too.
I love our Discord.
Yeah, it's nice. It's like small but like more active than I expected.
Who posted the Sonic plush? I saw it. I was like, oh,
it's cute. I was like, damn, do you?
It's so adorable.
Sonic Shuffle. I have a podcast for you.
Yeah.
So join our Discord so that you too may feel joy when you open this app. Nothing horrifying ever happens on our Discord.
Not at all.
There is a lot of like fun art stuff though, like that is not horrifying.
Yeah. We also do Digimondays every Monday. That's we do group watch of Digimon Tamers. We're almost to the episode 34, which that's tomorrow. You know what happens in episode 34. You could just read the episode title to see what happens in that one, but that's a pretty big one. Kind of a big thing happens in there that there's kind of a big turn for the entire series. So look forward to that. Yeah, that's been a lot of fun. I've been joining those consistently, and it's a good time.
I've been there occasionally.
Yeah. I also do art streams on Fridays when I'm not too depressed like I was last week.
I like that.
It happens.
It does. Anyway, this is a noisespace.xyz podcast. You can go to noisespace.xyz and find all sorts of neat shows on that network. It's got Pot of Greed. It's got Wow Cool Robots.
Yeah, they just put out their 100th episode.
Yeah.
They were posting about it in another podcast that's kind of over, but like still a community of Henry Kissinger's Pokemon Going to Die. That Discord is like very active, even though the podcast isn't. And so yeah, they were like talking about how they're on the 100th episode, and like I just think it's cool especially because like one of the co-hosts is my Forward ReZero co-host.
Yeah. One of the co-hosts from season 1 is Morg.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. I might be back on a future season also, maybe.
Ooh.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I don't know when that's going to be, because it's kind of Calvin Ball for what the order is now that they're out of, like, Calpasada and stuff. Yeah, that's exciting. What what else is there? There's just a ton of good podcasts, you know. There's a lot of good, like, ongoing ones, but also a lot of good finished ones, you know. You got your, like, you know, I feel like we've talked about Kyle XY before, like, that's finished, but, like, the one they had before that, Jurgen, it is really good, although now I know too much about a bad TV show.
You win some, you lose some.
If you like to hate things, but enjoy the podcast itself is great. The show is not.
If you like being mad.
You know what? I do. I like being mad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Valid.
Yeah. That's it for all I can think about.
All right, so I think that about does it for us. So until next time, all you poltergeist ghouls and non-boonaries,
Digimon
is for the gays. Goodbye, darlings.